Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're well. Let me know you can hear me. Hope everything is going well for you. Good evening, good evening.
Alice is in already.
Alice is in already. She ain't messing around. I just got to readjust the camera. 1 second. Sorry. Give me just a secondo here. Oh. I'm a bit late, so I do apologise. So I'm a bit all over the place. You have to bear with me for a second. Is that not right? Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Can you hear me, guys? It looks like you can. Give us a sound check.
Yeah, that sound is good. Thank you, Claire.
Fantastic.
Hi,
Thank you. Hey, Rowena. Hey, Alice. Hey, Claire. How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to our humble abode. We are having some good news today, aren't we? So it looks like we've got some... who's that? Who's we got? Sophie, how you doing? All my ladies are in the house. That sounded really weird. I apologise for that. Really bad. So we have some good news. Obviously, Bojo gave us the idea that 12th of April, we can go back in the gym in some form or so. It did say there's a caveat around some strict restrictions, and I assume that's going to be social distancing, cleaning, all that kind of stuff as before. I've got a feeling that's what it's going to be. So I think we'll just go back to the way we were before. So that's good, but just getting back in the gym, opening up. We can actually do outside sports from the 29th, can't we? Yeah, so we could probably do a little bit of a training outside of the gym. Just do some boxing and knees and things like that out in the car park. It's a little bit wet and horrible this time of the year, so only the strong survive on that one. But yeah, it's all good. Everybody good. Hope you're all right. So, enough of my banter. Make sure your watch is set. Why is it set to walk? I don't want it set to walk to cardio, or whatever your setting is. Make sure you got some water of some description. Tonight I have some Ribena, because fancied some. A bit posh in it. Exotic Ribena, eh? So I need to make that a little bit higher.
That's fine.
It just needs to be a little bit higher. 1 second. Just a little bit kind of pointing down. That's better. That's much better. See, look, you can see everything. So I can stand here now, you see, look. That's much better. You can see my feet. I was going to make a comment about my feet, but... So, remember, set your watch, go, make sure you get some water. If you do have cats or some sort of animals to join in, fantastic. We do enjoy animals joining in, so please do that. Do it responsibly. Remember to warm up. Nothing going ping today, please, people. Nothing going to. So I'm a little bit sore as well after the sessions of the weekend. Don't know about you guys. Anyway, 1 minute, 10 presses, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. Let's go. I should talk, shouldn't I? I say that every time, don't I? And then literally...
I might just start in 5 minutes.
Yeah, just go ping, all right.
Run, start juggling.
Yeah. We're like a strange double act, aren't we? I talk crap and you talk sense. But it's good that they're talking about ending some of the social distancing regulations and rules, whatever you call it, laws. That would be great if we can get rid of some of those.
Oh, let's hope we get all of them.
Let's really get all of them slowly. Yeah, I want it over and done quickly, but a safe, measured approach is the way forward. You know, things could change. 20 seconds. Oh. Just had dinner, so that was a bad idea. I completely forgot, and then obviously Bojo was on the TV and had to rush them to etc. And then it was like, you do know you're jogging around in 10 minutes. 5 seconds. 10 press-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. Yes, boss, she said. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, 1. Oh, legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
We've got a lot of range
8,
today,
9, 10. No, limited range. Okay, let's go again. Maybe we'll do that again.
Lots of legs yesterday, wasn't it?
There's a lot of legs yesterday.
Yeah.
Is anybody else feeling it? Comment in a minute. when we get ready, if you're feeling it from Sunday's circuit, I certainly am right now. My chest and my legs are going, all right, okay, let's do this.
That's interesting.
It's definitely interesting.
Half a minute left.
Jen sitting out again because the knee's still playing up. Better to just sit up and be safe.
Yeah.
We're going to work on low kicks tonight. We've not really done that before. A bit more space, but we do need to get into some of those things. And positioning for low kicks. We're going to be quite technical tonight. It's not going to be a super, super aggressive. There's probably no burnout at the end. We're just going to work through low kicks a bit more. Don't smile at me. She's like, yeah. What's that?
5 seconds.
Sophie, my butt hurts. That's got nothing to do with the exercises. Okay, shake it loose. Get yourself into some sort of position where you feel nice and loose. Okay, circle your hips. We're going to do some roll downs. So we're going to do roll down, slow, slow, slow. Touch, and then back up again. Articulate your spine, over-exaggerate the motion. Bone by bone. Get it moving. All up. To the top. Now what we're going to do, little back bend, feet, shoulder apart, hands behind, push forward and look back. Oh, I'm done. Now what we're going to do is literally just put one hand across, pop the other one underneath. What does Sophie say there? Sophie or Claire?
Claire, so legs. I'm joining in today.
Oh, hello. How you doing? Hey, Eleanor. How you doing? Hope you're well. Are you enjoying staying at home? I bet you're not. Bet you're missing all your mates. Won't be long. Was it 2 more weeks and then get back to school? Yep. Fantastic. I know James will be like going, don't want to go back to school. But he's missing his mates. Okay, so what we're going to do is just circle our ankles, wrists.
And then our wrists.
And then our wrists. And then what we're going to do is circle ankles. Other one. And we're going to do what I like to do, especially if you've been sat at home, not doing much, or you've been just in shoes all day. It's just over and back on the toes. Just feels so nice. And just draw circles to go over, back, just open up the toes. Especially just stuck in trainers are pretty much living like trainers. What would you say there?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Woo! No more homeschooling, we hope. Actually get back and actually have a proper social life and enjoy themselves. Yeah. Right, so Monday night basics. Let's go back down to kicking. I will use Jen just as a crash test dummy today, just as a target in a second. But we're going to work on some basics of low kicks. 2 kind of types of low kicks you can do. And we're going to work how to set them up. So, feet together. Okay, as we always do. I always stop to this position just because I can't come around and correct you. I can't say I'll move your feet here. If we all start from the same position, comfortable, and then back, we all kind of end up in roughly about the same position. Okay, so what I like to do is, you see some people with their both feet turning away. I'm not a fan of that because you can't turn your hips. That would what a boxer would do. He wants to pivot on the front leg. So what I like to do is turn my front foot out just a little bit. So my feet are kind of front-toed out to the side a little bit. And that gives me a bit of balance. Okay? Hands up, usual kind of position. Now, one of the most simplest kicks in Muay Thai is just a simple low kick. Its target point is the leg. The thigh muscle to just deaden that leg to slow the motion down. If you've ever taken a leg kick up and banged in your leg or something, just think what it's like if someone was throwing that, hurtling that at as fast as they could at you. Okay? It's not nice, it's not pretty, it's quite sickening. Now, other places you'll see in a lot of other sports like MMA, they throw what's called calf kicks. So the idea being is to tag the back of the calf. Okay? There's a lot more sinews, there's a lot more tendons, a lot more sort of nerves that are going on in there. There's no massive muscle around it to actually protect it. There's a lot of damage can be hitting that. Okay? So they're the target points. You can also do the inside leg, and you can do the inside of here, but we're just going to talk tonight about the outside simple low kick. we kick with our back leg, whichever that is. If you're a southpaw, this is your back leg. But in this instance, we're going to be the same. So you're facing an orthodox versus an orthodox, or a southpaw versus a southpaw. We're not going to get into if you're opposite guard. That's a different thing. We're just going to break it down into simple. Now, the first thing we want to do is take a little step off to the side and turn the toes out just a little bit as we do. Just a little bit to start it up. Okay, that little movement allows me to set my hips and weight into this. This leg is not locked out. The idea being is we've got a little bit of weight into it, so we're a bit more mobile. It also frees me up to turn a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step. Now, it does mean that you step off the centre line, which is good, just in case someone throws punches. But let's not talk about that. I'm just talking the basics of the feet. So from here, I step. What I do is I step, and as I step, I transfer my weight into my front leg. Slightly in the ball of my foot, my heel is ever so slightly off the ground, so I can pivot a little bit, and I just throw the kick to the leg, and I come back. So step off, kick, and then come back. Okay, so if I bring Jen in for a second, Jen has come prepared in jeans and a blouse. That's fine.
Blouse.
A blouse. Such a northern word, that, isn't it? Blouse.
It's in the 50s.
Well, it's like, you know, everybody. I know. So from here, what I would do is I step, and I kick, and I come back. What I'm trying to do is put my shin on the meaty part of the leg. See my nice muscular leg there? As I'm trying to hit at the side or this meaty part here with my shin. You do not kick with your foot. You do not kick with your knee because you'll be too close. Somewhere in the middle is about right. The reason we kick with our shin is obvious. It's a nice two thick bones which are nice and flexible, and they can give a lot of pain. One more time, give a lot of pain. It works. Okay, so one time we step, we kick, and we come back. Slight bend in the front foot, take a step, we step, and we kick, and we come back. Now, hand position, both hands up. This hand never drops because we're coming into the danger zone. Okay, we drop this hand as a counterbalance to ourselves, so we don't kind of kick and fall backwards. What we do is we step and we kick. One more time, I'll use one with Jen for a second. Jen is my target dummy. What are those dummies called? Like they call them, Fred or something like that.
Yeah,
There's a name for them. That's what you are tonight, Federina. So the idea is I step and I kick. 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 Step, kick. Done. Okay. So, using that technique, simple, 45 degrees off to the side, little step. It's not a big step. Now, you can use that step more if the person is further away. In other words, if the person's out of range, they're literally there, you can step in to throw the kick. It's almost like a running low kick. Or to set yourself, you can step even further to throw a kick. What you want to do is turn it so your foot is not turning down, but it's not turning up. It's about 45 degrees, and it comes round in an arc and should land with your toes starting to point down a little bit. But what I want to do is bring my weight round and hit the nice meaty part of the leg. So step, down, one more time, step, down, step, down, one more time, step, down. Now, this hand, common mistake people do is they wave it behind them for some strange reason. A lot of people do. I've seen people do this. What you want to do is you want to tuck your chin into your shoulder. So would you do it? Okay. Now, obviously, part of the Achilles heel of the low kick is a straight right, but that's why you'd use other techniques to set up before. You wouldn't throw it what's called naked without anything. But in the event you need to, You'll need speed and you'll need a little bit of protection for yourself, hence why the shoulder comes up just to protect your chin and narrow the target down. The hand stays partly level with the hand, doesn't come back, doesn't come in front, partly level, just to give yourself a bit of counterbalance forward, because otherwise you fall backwards. If it's too far forward, you fall forward. You want to be balanced so you can come back. Okay? Step, kick, and come back. Remember, opposite hand stays up. This doesn't move. Kick, and then come back. Step, kick, and come back. So that's the most basic of low kicks. Okay? The most basic of low kicks is just a step. There is another one where you don't really telegraph it. Now, some fighters have kind of used it, some fighters don't use this. I know there's quite a few foreign fighters and others non-Thai fighters who use it. I know Liam Harrison uses it quite a bit. I've seen Damien Trainee use it a little bit. Alex Bubali, I've seen him use it. They don't turn the body. They kind of just whip the leg in. So what they do, they're touching the leg. So rather than sort of stepping off, all they do is they just bring the leg in. They take a little step forward, they bring the leg up. So as if they're chopping up to the leg. What they do is they come up like, bop, and just touch. What they're doing is they're touching the leg continuously to create a horrible sensation for the person. It's not a full-on torqued kick where you want to put full power. It's not a full-on bang, that's the power straight into the leg. Just remove that leg with one simple blow. They use it to tap, 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 smack. And they smack the leg. It's more of a smack, yeah? That kind of allows a lot more speed. Certainly Liam Harrison uses it with speed. It doesn't turn his hip over completely. He does have power in it. Over the years, he stopped fighting many fighters with it. You know, he hasn't got that full-on turn. He can do it. You watch when he does it, he literally just smack. He just whacks it round, touching that leg over and over again. Let's use Jem for a second. So rather than what we've just worked on, which is the full-on one, he will just work on someone like that, just literally smack. And they'll literally come back and be smack. And he won't completely turn his hip. What he's looking to do is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And what he's standing from here like this is one, he flip, and he smacks it, smack, over and over again. Squeeze. Nearly I thought the cat was going to run out in front of me. I just toe poked the cat into the side of the living room. You okay there, Arch? Where is Blue anyway? Blue's on. Say hello to the public. He's not quite as friendly and computer literate, this one.
Computer literate.
Oh, look. He says, get off me. Unhand me, human. What? Yeah, he's hungry. You can do what you like. He's got food in there. Anyway, back to the Muay Thai, less of the actual feline manhandling. So, remember, little less of a step, a little bit wider step, then you just turn the kick, turn your hip, whip your hip. That's that. Smack it round like that. Bam, bam, bam. Smack it round like that. What they would normally do is they would use punches to set up that little smacking low kick, and 2s and 3s and 2s and 3s. Because once you take one and the second and third goes in, you might as well, you're running on flat tires at that point. Literally, you're running on flat, because that leg is toast. That leg is not moving. It won't be as mobile. It'll be harder to block, and it's an ever decreasing circle at that point. As soon as someone lands one, you're in a world of pain. So, we've got this one, we step and a power shot. Then we've got the sort of smack and different type of techniques for different type of things you need to do. If someone is really good at blocking, then you'll need some more speed and to disguise it. If someone isn't as good as blocking, more hand orientated, in other words, they've got big punches, they're heavy on their legs, they're probably more susceptible to a low kick. So what you would do in a low kick where you turn your hip, you step, kick the foot, and there we go. And then if they're a bit more sort of lighter and they sort of with you like that and they punch, and they can block quickly, you run pop, smack, and then come back. Get it? Questions? Thoughts? So, grab yourself a little drink of water and we'll move on. God, it's 10 to already. I talk a lot, don't I? But I needed this kind of thing. So, the low kick is a very, very, very useful technique. You can stop people with a low kick. I've seen it done. I've seen fighters stop people. There was a fight in Bangkok at the weekend. A guy got stopped just from low kicks. In ONE FC, you'll see people stopping people with just low kicks. In UFC, you'll see people stopping people with low kicks. Once that digs in, then that's the beginning of the end. You do need to check them quickly. Okay, now you will see some people who will what's called switch. Okay, once that leg is done, quite often when they're fighting, they'll switch stances. Then you just attack either the inside of this leg or the outside of this leg. You keep on attacking. Once the leg is compromised, that's your attempt to do other things. As soon as you compromise a leg, you got to keep hitting it. Well, that person is less mobile, so they won't be moving around as much. They won't be sort of sliding around. That person will be kind of almost like zombie-like, because that leg will go dead. That's your cue to start throwing other things. Okay. So, grab yourself a little drink of water. We're going to do a little good long stretch to finish off. I think we need it after yesterday. Nice and simple tonight, but work on those low kicks. If you want to carry on working on those low kicks, if you have a bag or if you've got someone with you, work on the two different ones. Step, full low kick, come back, or the little slapping low kick, and then come back. One is power, one is speed. Okay? One is a full-on thud. When you hit the bag, the long bag in the gym, you hit it with one of those, it's more of a thud. You can hear it. But when you're doing one of those slapping ones, more of a slap, you can feel it. And that's the differences. Okay? So grab yourself a little drink of water, find yourself some space, and we're going to do some good deep stretching. Questions? Ask in the comments, or we give you a few seconds. And then I'll go and read some comments. Sore legs, Sanella joining in today. Oh yeah, we read that part. Let's wait for a few people to come. So, stretching. I think we probably need to stretch these glutes at the back. There's some hamstrings which are attached to it, and also lower back, these things that we worked on. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start lying down in child's pose, just open it. So what I mean is, we're going to lie down with our feet together, knees wide apart, and put our tummy down in that space. Okay, tops of your feet to the mat, so in other words, we're going to come down. Oh, yes, teeth tight. Feet together, knees wide apart. There you go. You can have a whisker. Cat whiskers. And then literally put your hands out in front of you. Can you see again?
Yes.
And then literally just melt down. What you want to focus, I'm incredibly inflexible, is trying to get this gap removed so you're sitting down and your tummy comes into here and then your hands come out in front of you and you just focus on sitting back. Now, if you can't get very low, sometimes go a little bit wider and just push yourself backwards into the position. What we're going to do in a second, we're going a little bit deeper. I want to go threading the needle and get a little twist in. What I mean, and you probably know if you've been to the gym, one hand up, thread one hand through, and we're going to go 50-50 between the shoulder and the head. And weight down, and come down. Can you see Jennifer? I can't see anything.
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, I was right in there now. And then change over, slowly let yourself back out. One hand out in front, 50-50. Look, push yourself back. Same time, bring yourself back out. So, now we're going to work on pigeon pose. Someone say that? So what that is a simple stretch of the glute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into into a plank position, and I'm going to put my knee under my sort of throat and sort of chin. I'm going to come up on my hand. So what I mean is I come into, they can see that? Oh, cat. Out the way. Done? Yeah, there we go. So what I'm going to do is going to come up onto my hands and knees, bring my toes up, and I'm going to put my knee in between my hands. I think most of you guys on here probably know what pigeon pose is. The idea being is straighten out that back leg, edge it back, and what I'm going to do is I'm slowly going to come down over this knee. Now, when you do this, if you feel any pain in your ankle or knee, then back off. And then what you're going to do is slowly come down onto your hands, slowly come down onto your elbows. And if you can come down flat, great. If not, just stay here. What you should be having is like a Z here. And the idea being is you're up, and this gap and this leg here should slowly, this should melt down to the floor. It may not, mine doesn't. I've got quite a gap here, but that's fine. That's because I'm incredibly inflexible. I stopped yoga ages ago and into it, right back into it. Like that. This cat is so malleable. Okay, so to come out of this position, hands on the floor, bring yourself back up. Dig your toes in the back on your other leg is strengthened at the back. Attempt to bring your weight up. Remove the cat from your toggles, and then switch legs. Oh, can you see this thing? I am probably baiting it right now. Probably a bad idea. Probably unfair. Same again. Z in between the actual chest. Move the cat to one side. Down to your hands. Let the body catch up. Down to your elbows. And stay. Remember, no pain in your knee. No pain in your ankle. You may feel tight down the back of your arse cheek. That's where it's supposed to be. And bring yourself back up. Weight in your hands. Dig your toes into the back. Lift your leg up. And bring yourself to standing position again. Okay. One last stretch. I'm going to just do what I call window wiper just to mobilize the hips and the joints. I use this a lot for that was the inward rotation. This works outward and inward rotation. So what I'm going to do is do it with my head to you and legs down there so you can see. Jen's going to let me know if you can see. So you lie on your back, with your feet apart, and all you're going to do, can I see?
Yeah.
What you're going to do is come over to one side, and then windscreen wiping from left to right, holding at one side, and then coming back. Hold for a few seconds, and then come back. Now, if you are quite flexible, both knees, what's up? Cat, looking at you. And then coming from side to side, holding the position, making sure both. Are you joining in? He's on the script. So when you come over, just hold it, but make sure both shoulder blades down on the floor. If you're having to do this, which means you're having to roll, that means you need to back off. Hands out to the side and just strut. That's about as far as I can go on this side, and go a lot further. But that's fine. Just means one side needs a bit more attention. And then for the last stretch, stretch one leg out, plug one leg into the chest, and just stay there. Oh, that's tight. Oi. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice to you, my little ball spot.
I can't see that.
We can't. Good. Doesn't
They know
exist.
about it now.
They know about it now. The cat is out of the bag. Probably not the right thing to say in this environment. Cats all around you. Not going to listen. Okay, change sides. Bring this leg in. Hug it in. Don't force it. Just go as far as is comfortable. May be uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. Pain is something different. Being uncomfortable, think, oh, that's not very nice. That's okay. I'm tired. So, thank you so much to everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. A little bit difficult tonight. I want to work on some techniques of low kick. Being Mondays, I wanted to get back to the goodness of the basics of Mondays, fundamentals. Obviously, we're getting back into that realm. Sadly, obviously, once we go back to the gym, I'll be ending the live lockdowns broadcasts. I know some of you guys obviously don't come to the gym. Some people can't quite make it, etc. So thank you so much. But we're going to carry on until then. We've got another 6 weeks of them. I think for the 29th, 28th, we can do something outside. We may start doing that, but I'll still do the live lockdown videos. But see you all on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your evening. Stay safe. Stay frosty and all that kind of stuff. Have a lovely, lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye. See ya.